Hi, Jennifer with Mindful Movement, Mindful Living, and I am here today with the March Mindfulness Challenge. It's a new month already. If you are not familiar with the monthly Mindfulness Challenge, it is simply an intention that we focus on together every month to just be more mindful in our everyday. And we do that with some action items and through just some inspirational or informational quotes and readings throughout the month. So my 3 E's for this challenge are that everything should be easy, effective, and enjoyable. So I know it can seem overwhelming to, in the middle of all the busyness of life, to start being more mindful about everything. So the monthly challenge, I think, is a nice way just to break it down. We're just focusing on one thing a month and then just kind of incorporating that in. And we're doing it together. So we're sharing different inspirational quotes or readings or different little tips or like sort of hacks to help work that mindfulness into everyday life in a way that, again, it's easy, it's effective, and it is even enjoyable. So without further ado, the mindfulness challenge for March is eating mindfully. And that is a topic that just seems to come up often. So I thought it would be a nice one for us to address together. It is not about losing weight or counting calories or weighing yourself. This is not a weight loss challenge, to be clear. This is simply about being more mindful and present, maybe relaxed even, when we are eating. Being more mindful about maybe how we're eating or where we're eating or what we're eating as we go through the month. So one of the benefits, actually, I mentioned this, I think in the first video about when I announced the monthly mindfulness challenges, and I can link that. One of the many benefits of being mindful is that we better use our 5 senses. So what better use is that than when we're eating, right? So maybe we'll just be more aware. Maybe we'll notice the flavor of our food more, that type of thing. So I think this will be a fun and enjoyable one to work on together this month. So as always, we'll have a few action items to work on together throughout the month. And if you don't do them all, that's fine. I'm not really, checking your homework. But here are a few tips anyway, some action items that can help, and that I'll be also posting about throughout the month too. And then also a little bit of inspiration to get us started. So how's that? So our first action item is just simply to be mindful while we're eating. So before we start eating, let's just pause for a moment and just be aware of what we're doing. It's so easy when we're busy to just sort of be rushing through another task on our to-do list or even, running out the door. Maybe we're eating in the car or we're standing up eating. So just to really just pause for a moment and just take note that we're about to eat and let's just be a little bit more mindful about that. Maybe notice the textures of the food a little bit more or the flavors of our food a little bit more. So just really making it an enjoyable experience and a mindful experience. The second one is try a new recipe. And it doesn't have to be really complicated, just something different, something new. So mixing things up is a great way to create a little bit more awareness. So when we're kind of breaking out of the usual routine, it just naturally makes us a little bit more mindful because it's something different to think about. So I have several videos actually on my YouTube channel and some blog posts with some recipes. So you could try one of those. I'll put a link and I'll post a few more throughout the month and some other resources that might be fun to try. The third one is try, sort of on the same idea, is to try a new food. So same thing, when you have something different, just naturally you'll be a little bit more mindful. So trying something that we haven't had before or maybe haven't had in a long time can just help us be a little more mindful. And it's a really simple thing to do. Next is to plate your food. And I don't mean that it has to be really it could be. It doesn't have to be really fancy. It doesn't have to be an elaborate, table setting, but just to simply put your food on a plate when you're eating it or bowl or whatever, as opposed to eating it out of, the storage container you had it in your refrigerator or the package it came in, just to put it on a plate and give it a little, give it a little more attention, right? Be more mindful about it. Next, along the same line is to sit down while eating. So it's the same idea of just kind of taking the rush out of eating. So just sitting down, it doesn't have to be for an hour. It might just be for a few minutes. Maybe, maybe you just have a little bit of time to have a small something to eat, but just sit down and that will help you and me, it help all of us just to be a little bit more mindful of what's happening and not be so caught up in the other stuff. It helps us just kind of let go of distractions and really have it register in our mind that we're eating, we're taking some time to eat, even if it's just a little bit of time. The next is not multitask while eating. So getting rid of our phone, or if you're sitting at your desk at work, that type of thing, just trying not to multitask while we're eating. Just try to eat and have that be the only thing that we're doing while we're doing it, and then move on. So that is just a nice way to let go of distractions, right? To be more mindful. It also makes eating feel like a little bit more of a break from the rest of the day. So we can sort of clear our minds and relax maybe a little bit more, maybe digest better, because we're just doing that one thing. We're not in the middle of, frantically trying to, type emails or get work done or check on things. So it's just a nice way just to relax, enjoy what we're doing, be mindful about it, and then move on to all the other stuff, maybe in a little bit of a better, more relaxed frame of mind too. And it doesn't take long. Maybe it is just a few minutes that you have, maybe it's 10 minutes, but it will help. Every minute helps. And then the last one is my favorite. It is enjoy your food. The goal of eating, again, this is not about losing weight. This isn't a month-long diet that we're going on. We're focusing on this, on eating mindfully, so that we will be more present, again, more relaxed, more aware of what and how we are eating, what we're doing or not doing when we're eating, and how we feel when we're eating. So maybe making it like a little mindful break from the rest of our day. Again, even if it's just a few minutes, even if it just means instead of eating standing up while you're, rushing around getting your kids ready for school or something, that you sit down for a couple minutes, eat, and then move on. So that's my favorite one, to enjoy it, to savor your food, to be aware of what's happening, to enjoy the flavors, and then move on with the rest of your day. So those are the action items. And then I'll also leave, as usual, I'll leave you with a little inspiration to get us started for the month. So one quote that I really love is a quote by Susan Albers, and she has a book called Eating Mindfully, and it came out a while ago because I had it. We actually used it in a yoga training I took years ago. So it's been out for a long time. So you should be able to, Amazon has it, and your library probably has it. It's a great book. So if you haven't read it, or if you haven't read it in a while, it's great. I recommend it. But here's a quote from her. So Susan Albers said, "Mindful eating is about awareness. When you eat mindfully, you slow down, pay attention to the food you're eating, and savor every bite." Isn't that nice? Does it just make you want to eat something mindfully instead of in a rush or skipping a meal or whatever? And then I have one more for now, which is a quote. It's Thich Nhat Hanh, and he is lovely. If you've ever read any of his things, they are all inspirational and wonderful. But this is a quote from him that says, "Mindful eating is very pleasant. We sit beautifully. We are aware of the people surrounding us. We are aware of the food on our plates. This is a deep practice." He also has a great book, many great books, but he has a great book on this specific topic called How to Eat. And that's a really nice one as well, that if you are looking for something to read on this topic, I would recommend that. That's a really good one. So this is a little inspiration for us to get going for the month. So now that we have our action items and some inspiration to get us started on our monthly mindfulness challenge for March, we're ready to go. I'm really looking forward to this intention for the month. It's something that comes up so often, and it's nice to really start to tackle it in a way that's so easy, and in doing it sort of in a community, which is really nice. So just kind of breaking it down. And throughout the month, I will, of course, be posting, some videos and blog posts, and just on social media, just some little snippets and ideas. And of course, I love hearing from you as well. So please feel free to comment or share, any ideas or inspiration that you have, because it's always so helpful, and I love hearing from you and sharing other ideas as well. So certainly we can do that throughout the month. And again, if you could like this video, that is really helpful for others to find this video so that they can hopefully join us. And also subscribe to the channel, also very helpful. That will give you a notification anytime that I post something, so we can go through this together and we won't miss anything. So again, I'd love to hear from you on this topic too. So I would love to make it, a more of a community feel for sure. So I look forward to diving into this topic more this month, and I will see you soon. I hope you have a great day with some mindful eating. Thank you so much.